Alright, so I got some polyurethane here. Blech. This stuff is nice because basically it's like plastic. It is kind of plastic. I'm going to try this. I'm just going to use this as my applicator. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do rather than try to do it with the gloves on and actually do things. So first off, I'm going to be working in the shade because you don't want to be in the sun with this stuff because it gets sticky really quick. So you got to work fast with it. So you dip just a little bit, and not so much that it's dripping. And then when you do it, you just, like, you see the dust going off here, but you just wisp it. Don't go like this and stop, because as soon as you go like that and stop, you're gonna see where you stop. So never stop. Just 1, 2. Even if it's too like if you don't have enough, this is why you're gonna put more on, right? So let's say you put on and it only comes to about here, and then it just starts to thin out. Don't worry about it. Work back, forth. The idea is that you never have a touch point. As soon as you get a touch point, you just can't. It just saturates right in that spot. So you just want to wisp it on whenever you're doing any varnish like that. But before you even do that, one of the things you can do is just kind of like what I'm doing is sweep off all the sawdust so there's nothing underneath. I might as well do the whole thing while I'm at it. See the dust coming off it. Whoop. Hopefully I had that. So just, you don't have to go that fast, but you know the idea is just so when you do put it on that you're putting it on a little bit, not so much that it's dripping, just until it fills the whole thing. And do, work it on pretty good. The nice thing about polyethylene is it's self-leveling. What that means is that it smoothens itself out. But the problem with that, with like most things that self-level, you want to do the first coat pretty thick because even though it self-levels, it seems like the second level, if you try to do a second coat, what tends to happen is it tends to stick. So unless it's really, really, really dry. So hopefully you guys see it. So I dip it, do that. Make sure the brush is just damp with it. Not, enough on there so you can get and just wisp, 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 wisp. Don't stop. Just another way you can use it. Another method that's works really well is rags. Just some rag, lint-free rag. But to prepare it, basically make sure you get as much sawdust off of it as possible. It helps it to adhere a bit better, and although it'll go through the sawdust, but it also makes the surface smoother. So even if you wipe it down with some sort of a cloth or whatever, that also helps out your finish too. So the smoother it is, it's roughed up enough that it'll stick to it because of the sanding. Make sure you get all the varnish off so that, because if you have varnish on there and you varnish over that, you're going to see that. It's just going to pop right out and everybody's going to know you did a half-assed job. So do a good job. The inner crevices like that, I'm going to experiment, see what happens if it pops the grains more. That's what I'm kind of hoping for. I want it to look like really, really, really pop out at you. It's like, wow. So it's not like teak, it's like teak. So I'm going to see how that's going to go. If it doesn't go good, I'll just let it dry, and then if it doesn't, if I don't like it, I'll just redo it again. And but I just took off enough off the teak just to get it back to its kind of original color. There's still, you can see in between where the grains are, you can still see a little bit of gray, but that's okay. I'm going to try this effect anyway, kind of give it that kind of old barn board kind of look with a little bit of new. It should come out really good. Just judging, I think it's going to come out really good. So I'm going to do a quick polyurethane. I know varnish might be better, but polyurethane is like, you're basically turning that into plastic, a plastic protective coat. See how well it holds up on the UV. If not, I'll do them again next year, whatever. I mean, it's not a big job to do these, so it's been probably about a decade since, well, it's been more than a decade since they've been done. So they actually held up pretty good, like structurally, like there's no real cracks on the end that I have to worry about. So nothing to fill in. A little bit cracky there, but nothing too bad. Doing the ends, when you're doing the ends, just wipe away so that you don't get a buildup on the edge. So just wipe down, but just like start at the edge and wipe your way down and stuff like that. And then, this is where a rag is nice, because then you can just put it on and do that, and it doesn't saturate on there, and then you don't get like this little bit of a seam on the top. And if you do that, maybe do your edges first and then wisp it right away, so that it doesn't get a build up on there. It just looks nicer when you do it that way. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to get to it.